Obviously, everybody sees the pictures. They know what's going on with Stryknyn. He's got to have surgery. He's out indefinitely. And I'm responsible for that. You know, I've been sitting at home. I've been thinking about this. He's out. He has no way to feed his kids. You know, I have a kid of my own, and this has been weighing heavily on my soul. And I've got to say, honestly, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't do this a lot sooner. I'm sorry that I had to take him out a long time ago, because he is a disgrace to this building. He is a disgrace to this business. He is a disgrace to this industry. He doesn't belong in this ring. Look at it, because he's never going to be in this building ever again. But I tell you what, I am not a man without compassion. And for that reason, it's typical when we see the death of a wrestler in this business to give him a 10-bell salute to honor his memory.
Andrew,
and that's exactly what we're going to do right now.
Salute?
We're going to have a 10-bell salute to the death of Stryknyn's wrestling career.
Well, he's right. Stryknyn's career is basically over.
Go ahead,
so I think
stand up.
it's all appropriate.
Everybody
being
stand
very
up.
Respectful.
Let's stand up. Let's bow our heads.
About this.
Hey, guys, let's ring that bell. Come on.
Career.
10-bell salute. Come on.
What is wrong with that?
This is disgusting. He's calling.
How hard is it? Come on. Ring that damn bell.
Our timekeeper is refusing to ring the bell. The crowd here chanting, no, they don't want to see this salute. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here comes Seth Delay. We've got a bell. I guess we're going to have a contest here between Anthony Henry and Seth Delay.
Well, I can say that obviously Anthony Henry had a lot to say about Stryknyn's career. I mean, it's obviously that it's over. His eye's been destroyed. Anthony Henry's the better man. And you know what? It is sad. I mean, he's got kids. Stryknyn has kids. Henry is a true technician. He's a master of his craft. You do not want to be staring him on the other side of the ring.
I will not disagree with you. I think Anthony Henry is one of the better or
superior wrestler. He is the superior wrestler.
He's a tremendous technical wrestler, but this new attitude has not won him any favor here at Anarchy.
Favor is for the weak, Wolverton. Favor is for the weak. Who cares about favor? You know what I care about? Winning. And he is winning. He's a winning machine. And I can tell you what, I've never been more proud of a young man in my life after seeing the way that he's acted over the last few months. He is just come in like a house of fire. He is no longer playing to the wills of the crowd and the fans at home. He is in there to win.
But it's not just the fans at home, it's the fans here in Cornelia. He doesn't care.
Okay, and that's right, he does, because that doesn't has nothing to do with his paycheck. Let me ask you something. Do you know why you want to be a champion? Do you know the real reason why we want to be champions of professional wrestlers?
That's why every wrestler dreams of becoming a professional.
That's cute when you're a kid. The champion gets the larger cut of the purse. He gets paid more. So you want to do everything you have to do to win, because you want more money.
You took a heck of a pay cut to sit in this booth, didn't you?
I never take a pay cut. I was rich before I started in this business. I was born rich. You know what? They wouldn't let the silver spoon go into my mouth because I'm not poor. That's how rich I am. They use a Fabergé egg spoon. Do you believe that?
No, I can't.
Well, you're poor then.
Chop to the chest of Seth Delay by Anthony Henry.
One of the roughest chops in this business. I mean, he could just decimate somebody with those chops.
Well, he's lighting the chest of Seth Delay up with his chops. Now Seth Delay going to fire back with a couple of his own and another. Sends Anthony Henry into the corner, going to whip him off. Reversal by Anthony Henry, sending Seth Delay hard Back first into that turnbuckle.
And again, you see as Anthony Henry just shakes it off, gets back to business, and it's all business in that ring. No hand clapping, no crowd cheering. He just gets to business.
Suplex attempt by Anthony Henry, blocked by Seth DeLay. Reverses, almost drops him into a brainbuster. Seth DeLay grabbing Anthony Henry, going to possibly go for another suplex, and he does.
And again, what is the point of this wrestling match? It's to win the match. Why? See, he's showing off for the fans. He should have made a pin attempt there.
Well, Anthony Henry breaks away, and it looks like she's headed for the exit.
His crotch was laying on the rope.
No, his inner thigh was on the rope.
Look, you see what he just did? That's obviously a low blow. That should obviously be a disqualification and obviously be a win for Anthony Henry.
If referee Ken Wallace saw a low blow, he would have disqualified Seth DeLay. There was no low blow. The match continues.
This just makes me sick to my stomach that he doesn't have the intestinal fortitude to compete with this young man in a wrestling match. He's attacking his legs this way.
Submission hold applied by Seth DeLay, working on the legs of Anthony Henry. As you see, Anthony Henry needed to make sure his shoulders were off the mat or he risked being pinned.
Like a true professional, he is not going to give up. He'll have to kill that man to put him on his back for a count of 3.
Well, what is Anthony Henry going to have to do as we see him crawling towards the ropes? I was going to say, what does he need to do to get out of the hold? Obviously, breaking it with the rope is the best thing he could have done.
Well, if you knew the answer, why'd you ask the question, Wolverton? That's my question. Why did you ask the question if you knew the answer?
You see, I'm a broadcaster. You're a professional wrestler.
That's right. Don't you forget it, Wolverton. Now, let me tell you, he was trying to get to the ropes to break the hold. That's what I was trying to tell you, but you were too busy asking me and then answering your own question, so why did I even need to be here? I could just get my paycheck, my free T-shirt, and go home.
You know,
what do you think about that?
The steps are right here. You're welcome to leave the booth at any time.
You know what? I won't give you the pleasure of that, and I'm not going to put the fans through that. They don't want to have to spend a couple hours listening to you blabber on back and forth about things you don't know nothing about.
Well, fans watching at home, I tried. Seth DeLay goes hard, chest first into that turnbuckle, knocks the wind out of him, knocks him down to the mat.
Did you say you tried?
Yes.
And you failed. Is that like a reoccurring theme of your life, Wolverton? Reoccurring theme, trying and failing?
Well, let's see. I've had Sean Tempers up here. I've had John the Body Johnson, and yeah, I guess you're right.
Trying and failing, trying and failing. It's okay. Hey, some of us need to. There's always need somebody to dig a ditch and pump gas. We can't all be champions.
How's your uncle doing, by the way?
How's what?
How's your uncle doing?
My uncle? My uncle's doing fantastic.
Yeah, the one that's pumping gas.
My uncle is not pumping gas. My uncle owns a chain of gas stations where he buys his refined oil from Saudi Arabia at a discounted price, and then he pumps it in here and gouges the public. It's the American way. It's the American dream. And all these fans out here are too stupid to realize it, so they keep lining our pockets. God bless him and God bless America for allowing something like that to go on.
Fan sees Andrew Pendelton III, and he approves that message.
That is correct. I should be president, huh?
I don't know if I could handle that.
I know. This country would have money and things like that. We wouldn't want that now, would we?
Beautiful suplex by Anthony Henry. Takes Seth DeLay hard to the canvas.
That's right. Now you see the genius, how Anthony Henry is isolating that lower back and attacking that lower back to subdue his opponent. He is focusing on that lower back to keep him down on the mat like a real professional wrestler would.
Well, Anthony Henry's a submission specialist as we see him going for the camel clutch.
And as you see him turn Seth DeLay, you ask me why he turned Seth DeLay.
Why did he turn Seth?
Because he wants to show the fans at home that he is the dominant professional wrestler. Because he is just toying with Seth DeLay at this point in the match. This match is basically over. You know, it's sad to see Seth DeLay in this type of predicament. Not because I like the guy, because I really don't. But it's sad to see him just because he's such a beaten man. It's almost embarrassing for him.
Well, Seth DeLay trying to fire back. A knee to the midsection by Anthony Henry. Whips Seth DeLay off into the opposite rope. Kick to the face. Seth DeLay into the rope and a clothesline. And another clothesline by Seth DeLay on Anthony Henry. Scoops him up. Could be a body slam. And indeed it is. As you see Seth DeLay taking a moment to catch his breath, stomping on the cheek of Anthony Henry. Could we see Seth
And again, he pauses. That mental lapse to get the crowd involved. Is the crowd in the ring? Do you have to pin the crowd for a 3 count? I don't think so. And you see what just happened?
Yep, Seth DeLay went up and over and catches Anthony Henry again. Hooks the leg, goes for the cover. Anthony Henry able to kick out at a count of 2.
And just like we thought, we've been asking ourselves, does Seth DeLay have enough in the tank to get the job done? The answer is obviously no. At 2 count, the answer is obviously no.
Seth DeLay against Anthony Henry here this week on Anarchy. As we see Anthony Henry go for a cover. Kick out at 2 by Seth DeLay. Hip toss blocked. Another block. Rolls him up again. Kick out at 2 by Anthony Henry. Another reversal, duck under, leapfrog over by DeLay. Double clothesline, both superstars go down to the canvas. At this point in time, as we're several minutes into this contest, which superstar is going to be able to get up first? Which athlete in better condition? Is it going to be Anthony Henry or will it be Seth DeLay?
It's obviously Anthony Henry. I think we all know that. The crowd at home knows that. The crowd in the arena knows that. It's Anthony Henry. He'll be up on his feet and putting Seth DeLay on his back here in just a couple seconds.
Well, it looks like Seth DeLay may make it up to his feet first. Well, nope, as Anthony Henry stirs up. Sweeps the leg.
Just a clever ruse. And here we go.
Cloverleaf trying to get the
Oh.
DeLay able to slip out of it. Goes into the corner to Anthony Henry. Runs into the ropes. Ducks the clothesline. Beautiful suplex and a bridge.
And a bridge. We got a 3 count.
That was a 2
Oh,
count.
and he's taking him for the ride again. And again, desperation is a stinky cologne, Seth DeLay.
But he doesn't let go of the rear waist lock.
Desperation is a stinky cologne. And you can see that Seth DeLay is desperate. Get him out of the ropes.
It may not have been a legal maneuver, but it gave him a little bit of time as DeLay goes back up to the top rope. Catches his footing. Goes for the drop kick. He catches the feet.
And we have do we have the cloverleaf? Can he turn it over?
He has a block. He's let go of the grip.
He's got him in a some sort of front face chokehold. He's choking him against his shin bone. And it's obviously Anthony Henry's in trouble here. He's reaching for that rope.
He's gonna try to pick him up. No, he sweeps out of it.
And look at the technical skill.
Into
we
the
have a crossface.
In the center of the ring, there's really nowhere for DeLay to go. He needs to get over to the ropes, try to get his feet maybe. He rolls up into a pin. 1, 2. Ken Wallace out of position. That could have been the 3 count.
That should have been the 3 count.
Anthony Henry rolling out. Enziguri.
Oh, he may be dead. He's definitely unconscious. He may be dead.
Picks him up, fireman's carry. Into the Death Valley driver by Anthony Henry.
It's all over. Stick a fork in him. He's done.
1, 2, and no, a kick out.
That was obviously a 3 count. We have another referee that can't count to 3.
If it was obviously a 3 count, the bell would have rung.
How hard is it to count to 3, Wolverton? Count to 3 for me. Can you count to 3?
1, 2, and 3.
Well, good. We'll teach that man. Teach Ken Wallace how to count.
You telling me I should be an official?
I'm just saying that you have one skill that he doesn't have, and that's the ability to count to 3. I was very impressed. I didn't think you had it in you, but you were able to count to 3. That's impressive.
Well, if I had to go past 10, I would need to take my shoes off.
And God, nobody wants that.
Pile driver by Seth DeLay on Anthony Henry. But he isn't able to capitalize.
He's in a bad way. He may have hurt that neck.
Again, DeLay going to go to the top rope. Well, wait a minute. Miss Rachael's out here. Seth DeLay just caught the rough end of the top rope.
She was simply trying to give his foot a high five to say congratulations.
Who gives somebody's foot a high five?
Well, you don't know much about professional wrestling, Brent Wolverton. I think we've established that. Simply giving his foot a high five to say you're doing a great job. Doing a great job.
Oh,
my
no.
God.
Good night, Seth DeLay.
Oh, wow.
The
that's
winner of the
impressive.
match,
That's
the
an impressive
5-star king,
Even
Anthony Henry.